and welcome to Living My Fest Life, a podcast about festivals, everything from the local and obscure to the nationally known. And I am here with my friends John Van Rens and Joe Peters, who run the John and Joe radio show at Ridge Radio, coming soon. And we are here to talk about a very unique festival. We have a lot of opinions, so let's just jump right in. You guys, we're talking about SkunkFest.
I'm living my best life.
SkunkFest.
SkunkFest. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
Thanks for being here and tackling this really tough topic. I just feel like this one's going to be a tough one.
It's been all the talk, you know.
Everybody talks
all
about
over the
SkunkFest.
news, all over Twitter.
Yeah.
SkunkFest.
So
It's time to address it.
when you guys first heard there was a SkunkFest, what did you picture it being?
Well, I pretty much pictured it to be, I think, exactly what it is. Like 8 skunks in a park. But, I don't know.
It's
like-
we'll see.
Yeah.
skunk pet owners decided to get together and start talking about skunks as pets.
Let's talk about them. Yeah, let's talk about skunks first. Okay, so what do you guys know about skunks?
I don't have a lot of experience with skunks myself. I mean, the only experience I've had is when driving like 75 miles down a highway and I get the smell of one, and I can't imagine like me sitting inside of a sealed windows up car going 75 miles past one that smells that bad, that what it would be like in person.
Do you remember the first time you smelled a skunk?
No, I mean, I think it was almost certainly a camping experience because I was talking to lots of different people over the last few days, and hey, do you have any skunk stories? Someone must have been sprayed by a skunk in a campsite or anything, and no one had, but it always like periphery, and there's all this periphery of a campsite. So I remember that a lot as a kid, going camping and skunks everywhere.
I think I remember when I was a kid, one of my neighbor's dogs got sprayed, and everybody kept saying, don't go over there, so-and-so's dogs got sprayed, and they need to bathe them in tomato juice.
Yes.
I heard that's a myth. But
Oh, really?
yeah. There.
I mean, that's one of my key questions at SkunkFest is I want to learn all about what are the treatments, because I've heard all the
You've heard it's
tomato
fake?
sauce.
Yeah.
It seems legit to me. Pasta sauce, pizza sauce. I mean, what is the secret?
I don't know how these myths start if they're not accurate. It's like coconut oil for girls' hair. Like, we all started doing it, not really knowing if it's going to work or not. So maybe this tomato sauce is... I mean, I don't know
Have you ever put tomato sauce in your hair?
I've never put tomato sauce in my hair. God, I put eggs in my hair, mayonnaise, avocado,
Lemon juice?
Lemon juice, yeah. Sun-In, which was a garbage product made in the 90s, 2000s that turned your hair yellow. But I just remember thinking it was the only animal that I'd ever heard that could spray something.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we haven't been fascinated with these things, because you don't hear a lot about it. It's just like this urban legend. No one really knows someone who's gotten sprayed, but everybody's been afraid or...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Tail
wonder.
raises, and then
Yeah.
something happens. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
want to.
Apparently some liquid or oil shoots out of the animal.
So it's not even a gas. It's like a liquid.
No, it's,
okay.
yeah, and it's I don't know, just shot out or whatever.
Yeah. I read that skunks compartmentalize it. They have 2 anal glands. Hey guys, getting into it. Is this the sexiest podcast you've ever been on? And then they have 5 to 6 uses, and then they have to wait 10 days to like re-up their supply. So they really like kind of hoard it. And before they spray, they'll try and do everything possible to not spray. So they'll hiss, they'll stomp their feet, they'll try and run away. And it's just like mainly like backed into a corner. What else can I do?
That means every other day you can
Yeah.
spray somebody, though.
Every other day? I mean, but what if you're in your spray refractory period and you get attacked by a bear? What
you can go
what
5.
are your options?
Yeah, you can use 5, up to 5. But then you got to wait 10 days.
It just reminds me of like, okay,
I
so...
think that's a lot. I don't know about you. I thought they could spray.
Yeah, I think it's a lot
That's
too.
you, Joe. Maybe that's you.
Bees
okay?
think somebody wants and they're dead.
Yeah.
These guys can spray people 5 times every 10 days. That's a lot.
But I don't know, like, what animal who's really hungry and really wants to attack it that's going to be scared off by a fart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how non-desperate these animals are, that they're just like, ew, it's gross, I don't want it anymore. Like with, I saw like, what are those, they're not hedgehogs, the ones with the quills, you know what I'm talking about? Porcupines, yeah. So I saw a porcupine at the zoo, and they said they don't actually like sting you. The only way you can get sting is if like you slowly back up into it, and then it like, like you have to hit it at a certain angle, so it's not even, so I feel like we grow up thinking these animals are all gonna kill us or have certain effects on us, but really, I've never heard of anybody or seen anybody that it has happened to. Yeah.
I wonder at the festival how many times spraying occurs.
I doubt. So with a pet, don't you think that they'll de-stink them?
I think they are.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
but there's a discussion because they like some pets are take the glands out at like 2 to 5 weeks old, but then some people think that's inhumane.
Yeah, like just like I think they recently said that they weren't going to declaw cats anymore because of inhumanity, and so I guess if they get out and they need to defend themselves, they have to have that. Maybe.
Yeah. Do we think it's a requirement for them to be deglanded at this festival? Like,
no, because I bet there's some organic people that are like, I am not deglanding my skunk.
Right.
So
my question is, how many times has this festival been shut down?
Okay, so this is the 18th year. SkunkFest is in its 18th year right now.
Yes.
So they get together, they bring their skunks. We'll talk about the festival in a little bit. But it's just a fascination that people will have them as pets. Like, did you guys have any unusual pets growing up, or just cats, dogs?
Just dog. I mean, that seems like maybe one of the most unusual pets you could do as a skunk, I think.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, we had reptiles. That's pretty weird.
No, that is weird.
With a turtle and stuff.
Oh, a turtle is not really.
Kind of weird, but
you're not like a snake guy.
I'm not a snake guy. I'm not a
people who have
guy.
People have snakes as pets. I'm just like, what happened?
Right.
What's
your mom do?
What happened? Like, it's just they don't require, and they just exist in the same house as you,
right.
And then like, how do you play with that? How do they show affection? Yeah. You just have to spend.
Snake guy gave up on people a long time.
Snake guy became snake guy, so people don't bother snake guy anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I read about, as a pet, these things are digging in people's carpet. They are, can never be left alone or not,
I heard the opposite. I heard they're the best pets.
Really?
Yeah, I heard they're great. Okay,
I talked to somebody different then. But
okay, so my dad had a raccoon growing up.
Oh.
Yeah, and so first of all, raccoons are hilarious pets because they have those tiny hands. Tiny hands to grab things.
They seem like they have opposable thumbs, don't they?
They do. They have thumbs, yeah, and they can grab food and then they run away with it. But they're really mean, yeah. And they wash their food. They wash it in the. So they said they would give the raccoon a cookie. He would run off with it, and then he would wash it in the dog bowl so many times that it would just disappear because the cookie would just crumble and dissipate. So.
Not too smart.
So not a smart pet.
Not a smart one, but they say raccoons are kind of like little cats, right? Didn't you look up what the what they're related to? I saw
raccoons are on there. Weasels.
Yeah, weasels.
Badgers.
Yeah, I saw stink badger on Wikipedia, and I thought that was hilarious.
Badger, Wolverine. Bear.
Wolverine is a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a fierce.
I just thought it was a high school mascot / X-Men.
And a bear cat.
Yeah, Bearcat's real. I know that. Yeah.
So they're all kind of in that same.
Bearcat's not real.
It is real.
What?
Yes. Yeah, they're real.
Okay.
They bring one to the Red Stadium every year and walk around with it.
I wasn't. So when we were out in Yellowstone 3 years ago, we were in a campsite and we saw something go past, and it was big. It was like cat or dog size, and we didn't know what it was, and so we snapped a picture of it. And it was kind of like that Bigfoot footage where you kind of get a blurry, you got a blurry video,
walking in a crosswalk.
And we're kind of like, we asked some park rangers like what it was.
They're like, it's Hugh Jackman.
It's smaller than a bear, but bigger than like I don't know, a squirrel.
It walked like a cat, but it looked like a bear.
Oh, we were making bear cat jokes. Sorry, I thought we were making Wolverine jokes.
It was
okay.
No, this is not a joke. It looked like a bear. It looked like a tiny bear.
And you both saw it.
We saw it.
Oh, conspiracy theory. We didn't get any tapes. It's just a really old Polaroid, you guys.
You can put a picture of it on your website if you want,
But
and everybody can check it out for
National
themselves.
Park Rangers were like dumbfounded. They were like, "We've never seen anything like."
We were like, "This is in the park right now. There's one of them."
So you guys are like Shape of Watering right now. You have a okay. Let me think about our pop culture references. Like, why do you think skunks aren't like everybody's favorite pet besides the stinking part? Like, I don't know. We just hear a lot about skunks.
Yeah. Well, they have a short lifespan.
They do.
Yeah.
How long do they live?
Like 6 years. And a lot of them die because of like car accidents.
Oh yeah, West Virginia roadkill cook-off.
The average is like 1 year.
Oh no!
Yeah, terrible eyesight. They can't see more than 10 feet in front of them.
Are they nocturnal?
Yeah, a little bit. I think they're kind of evening and dawn most of their activity, and I think that would make another reason.
And I mean, from most of my knowledge from pop culture, they're French.
They wear
sexually over-aggressive.
Wear a lot of scarves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So, Pepe Le Pew, opinions.
So, I was kind of studying Pepe Le Pew over the last couple of days in anticipation of this. And honestly, it's hard to find clips.
You were finding his body of work
I was like, I got to dig in on Pepe Le Pew. And you cannot, there's only 3 YouTube videos of Pepe Le Pew.
They probably pulled them all.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Roadrunner and Coyote are all over the place. Pepe Le Pew is hard to find. I think it's problematic. I think they were pulling it. But I was watching a few of them, and let me just give you a couple of his actual pickup lines.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I would love it. Try it on me, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if this works.
Okay, let me see.
All right. I'm not going to do the accent.
Do the accent!
Okay. Everyone should have a hobby. Don't you think? Mine is making love. This is on TV,
show.
9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, okay?
Skunks
Here's
are
another one.
dangerous.
Here's another one. May I call you darling? You may call me streetcar because of my desire for... And then he gets kicked in the face multiple times by the cat, and she runs away.
What
was he going to say? Desire for...
Well, Streetcar Named Desire is the oldest reference that a child would not get anyway.
I know. So I was just studying this, and then I realized that he actually sounds a lot like how a bunch of my single friends talk on Twitter. Or on Tinder. Like, he is using the same lines that these guys do when they get bored. They're like, yeah, you want to have sex?
Yeah,
and
can I call you darling?
So I was thinking this would be a great start a Tinder profile as Pepe Le Pew, and just, copy his lines from the show. And
I'd probably get a lot of swipes just because of the cute tail and the bow tie. And
he is cute.
I don't know
if he's French.
I couldn't date a chain smoker like that. I feel like that's the holdup. Wait, what were you saying about the cat? Now, was he only sexually attracted to the cat when she accidentally ran into some paint?
Yeah, every time she seems to get some paint on her back.
God damn it, cat! Get away from the freaking paint!
And then she starts getting attacked by this skunk, and it's total non-consensual interspecies, sexual aggression.
It kind of turns him on when she fights back too. I've been watching that,
which is horrifying because this is what we watched growing up, and that was the symbol of
this is not for kids.
No, why did we watch that? God damn it, parents.
Me too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's very entertaining though. I highly recommend.
Well, where'd you find those videos?
There's a couple of YouTube videos.
All right, you're deep in the vault. You're on a list now. I hope you know that.
I gotta dig up some more.
Yeah,
it was fascinating.
It's a dangerous path you went down. I appreciate you doing that research for us.
I'm on a list. I'm on many lists.
Okay. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew is probably the most famous skunk. We all agreed on that. Yeah. The only other couple references I thought, do you guys remember the Christmas Story? Didn't that guy wear, instead of a coonskin hat, didn't he have a skunk hat? The Scotty guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just reminded me of associating skunks with evil, because that guy was really evil. And I was like, who would have a skunk hat?
Seems like the bully in those old movies would have a skunk skin hat or whatever that was.
Right.
Here's the thing, I also think people aren't super friendly with obviously this let's get past the stink gland thing. Okay. So skunks have the same pattern, right? Every single skunk looks exactly the fucking same.
Yes.
So it's not like you'd be like, oh, that's my dog. He's the one with this, or
That's Joe the skunk.
That's Joe the skunk.
Well,
you can't tell. Well, you can't tell. You can be like, there's a skunk that keeps coming back. I don't know if it's the same one. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I want to be able to identify my creatures.
There are a couple different varieties of color. And I just learned this by looking up SkunkFest.
Listen to me. I'm wrong.
There's some lighter tone brown and white ones.
What?
Yeah, but most of them are the black and white.
Wait, wasn't there an albino one?
Yeah,
that I saw.
There's some albino.
It was actually really cute.
Yeah. Well, I saw an albino skunk festival, but it turns out it's just a bluegrass festival. The albino skunk festival. I got all excited.
Yeah.
I think people also have a lot of like predisposition to not like possums, which possums like leave them alone. Listen, they're trash cats. I love them. Leave them alone because what they do.
Take them to an island and leave them
No,
alone so I never have to see them?
Possums will eat ticks and they cut down Lyme disease.
Yeah, but now you're getting into rodents. See,
I
there's
mean,
a distinction.
I'm just saying there's a lot of hateful connotations towards certain animals.
Yeah. Well,
And to have
possums are horrendously ugly. I think that has a lot
No,
to do
they're
with
so cute.
They're skin face, skin tail.
They carry all their babies on their back like a really exhausted octomom.
of a possum, and you got to see this thing. It's terrible.
Why you took a picture of a possum you just carried around with?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that is terrifying.
Yeah, so it's a lot of teeth showing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if he had
See that on
stinky
top of your
farts,
garbage can.
yeah. I think you just gotta. I don't know.
You're one of your boys?
I'm a big fan of possums, but skunks I've never encountered. I've never come with them. So what the festival is, like, can you guys describe what you saw? Because there's a whole Vice video. It's like a 20-minute Vice video where they go in and then talk about it.
Really, I didn't see the video, but I know that it's up in North Ridgeville, Ohio, and it's in early September. And all these owners bring all of their skunks, and I guess the public's invited too.
Yeah, they said you don't have to be a skunk owner to come enjoy the skunks, but they did have a couple rules. Do you want to go over the rules? Yeah.
There's actually, when you go onto the form, you have to sign a waiver to even attend.
To even attend as the public?
Yeah, just because of the potential for liability with getting sprayed.
Or bit,
Yeah,
seeing,
nothing worth than a skunk.
maybe eating a bad piece of brisket. I don't know. There can be a lot of liabilities.
Some of the owners probably bite too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Yeah, very protective of their babies.
There's some fine print though that you're not supposed to touch other people's skunks.
It's written right there on the waiver.
Yeah.
Don't touch anybody's skunks.
Yeah.
Capital letters.
And don't let the public touch your skunk if you're bringing a skunk.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no skunk touching of any kind.
I mean, you don't cross-contaminate your skunks. I get it.
What are the odds that happens, though? People have to. Kids running around.
Absolutely.
There's got to be
petting, some skunk petting.
There's got to be skunk shenanigans, is
Right.
what I'm saying.
You're telling me if I roll up there all cute with my little smile on and say, oh my god, is this Blossom? I love her.
No, your
And
skunk skin cap.
Yeah, in my skunk, fangirl t-shirts. They're not going to let me touch just like the little part of his tail.
Right.
I think maybe a little bit.
And the owners are supposed to either hold them or put them on a leash.
On a leash, which, I haven't seen anybody walking a skunk on a leash. I just assume they don't like it, because I know there's tons of skunk owners probably. I don't know, it's probably
Seems
not
like
a big
be off-putting to the neighbors, but,
I think if you're a skunk owner, you don't really get out much anyway.
I'm under, so my lifetime goal was if I had a giant 100-year-old tortoise, and then I would put it on a wagon and take it to the farmer's market every week. And
they ride it.
No, I wish I could ride it. No, I want to put it on a wagon, take it to the farmer's market, and just have people feed it bib lettuce and then take it home. I don't know. That's just my old woman goals. That's just how I'm going to die
one of those
one day.
big ones, like this
Huge.
big land tortoise.
I want it to be one where you have to leave it as a burden to your children because it lives so long. And it's like, I bought this, and 50 years from now you're going to have to live with this.
Bequeath it.
Yes, exactly. And
every once in a while you flip it over and watch it try to flip back over.
not my turn.
Just for a couple minutes.
Yeah, the will for that one, yeah. So people come, they bring their skunks, and then what happens?
So if you do bring a skunk, it's $10 per skunk, and then but then if you bring more than one, they give it a discount. There's $5
$5
for every additional skunk.
Every additional skunk. Up
Now,
to
even better than that is people don't have anything. You don't have to pay to attend. They do accept donations or a roll of paper towels.
that's
That is
that
what
you
is
can get
on
in with
there.
for paper towels.
Yeah, you can, and I don't know what that's for, other than maybe it's a messier event that I know, but it's like cash donations welcome or a roll of paper towels.
They probably need it. I mean, maybe they leak.
We got to go to this.
I know,
Yeah.
man. We're going.
So it says there will be other rescue groups with their animals set up as well, and this is what they advertise: games, DJ,
Yeah.
raffles, vendors, speakers, and I love this one. Other animals. They don't specify which ones. It could be win some goldfish. It could be squirrels sitting out there eating nuts in the park. What if they had just like a bear cat?
Right.
and they're
That'd be good.
yeah, old
Or they
tortoise.
just have an elephant in the park.
Yeah,
too.
and they
It's
just-
like, everyone's like, what's that?
I
no,
know
that's just another animal. This is a skunk fest.
And
Pay no
then-
attention to that elephant.
What elephant?
There's a skunk royal court, by the way.
Yes. Okay. So, and it's judged.
And that's not people dressed up as skunks. That is skunks
The actual
competing.
skunks. Yeah.
So there's a king and queen, prince and princess. Not only that, they go further. Knights, ladies in waiting, squires,
Oh no!
duchesses, jesters, and wizards.
It's a whole royal family.
I want a wizard skunk. I want mine to win the wizards.
You do not want the wizard.
I want the
They have
wizard
special
skunk.
powers.
Ah.
That's gonna do some weird stuff.
So, judging from the that must be hard, right? And they have a costume contest. So
Right.
they do, I guess, the court. I don't know if it's based on the costume contest that they do it, but these costumes on these skunks, you guys, Google skunks and costumes. Do yourself a favor. Do it. It's so cute. So they do the fun skunk contest and awards. Dress your skunk up for the costume contest. The royal court. What else did you see? I saw.
Oh, there's good stuff. There's the most talented skunk award.
So what do you think a skunk talent is? Sitting, standing, juggling.
Tail
Spray
raising.
distance.
Like spray
Yeah.
distance,
Oh,
I
spray
feel like
distance
would
would
be
be
pretty
good.
exciting.
I feel like that'd be mean to like make them do that
Like squeeze
performing.
it, like surprise them really quickly.
Just
like,
step on it real quick.
Yeah.
That's probably not one of them, but accuracy.
best tail.
Maybe. Aw.
Best tail.
Best tail would be. That's a talent.
You can judge that one, John.
Yeah.
Best
Do they catch
tail.
frisbees or?
There's probably like one that like jumps
feel
through
like-
hoops. There
I
has
feel like
to be.
a skunk is pretty athletic. I have to be honest.
I
But
feel like
you,
that,
you know,
yeah.
you gotta get them moving.
Right.
Talent contest.
Maybe agility course.
I wonder what the speakers are. Did you see anything on the speakers?
No.
What if it's just some guy like, my skunk's the best, and here's why, and that's just all
I feel
his
like
speeches.
it's gotta be workshop on, here's what not to do in skunkery.
There's so many warnings and like I don't know. There's a lot of governmental regulation on. Skunks are only allowed to be owned in 17 states.
Oh,
So I mean,
is Ohio one of them?
Ohio is one of them.
They don't have to. They don't have to
We're
illegally.
so lucky.
They don't have to cross the border illegally and transfer it. Yeah.
So
I was interested
You gotta
in
know what
the
you're doing.
the vending portion of this.
Mhm.
People setting up their little tents.
Probably like a lot of CBD oil.
And that's what I was curious about.
A
They
lot.
had soaps and
Oh,
things
probably.
like that, and I'm like, what are we doing with this skunk spray and turning it into a marketable material?
I actually
Is
kind
there
of like
skunk
that
soap?
idea. Yeah, there's
Are we
probably
gonna have skunk shampoo?
conditioner
you know?
for sure.
Oh, of course.
Of
skunk
course.
on, skunk off.
Yeah.
Like, they can get make you smell really bad and
Yeah.
then clean it all
Yeah,
up.
nice barbecue sauce with
So they say if you want to see something different, come to see the colors of skunks, such as apricot, lavender, browns, and more. So
There's a purple skunk out there.
yeah. I feel like a purple skunk
Lavender.
is my spirit animal. If I had to pick one.
Light purple
That would
and
be
white
me.
stripes.
Okay, there's also a skunk run. Now, do you think that's a 5K for humans, or do you think that they let the skunks go to see which one's the fastest? Because they have to be leashed or held the whole time. So do they let them out in little?
I would
Race
hope that's
base?
a race for the skunk.
I
I
would
think it's
hope
a
so,
race
too.
with skunks.
Okay, and
You're
here's
racing against the skunks.
the last one. Best Detective. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I think maybe they bury something or they hide something.
Do they have drug skunks that are like sniffing luggage?
Bomb-sniffing skunks. I mean, did you read anything about skunks like scent? You said their eyesight's really bad. Maybe
it smells good.
Their smells to make up for it. They can smell everybody else's farts.
Smell their own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a good one.
Okay, so you talked about the entry. They have a hotel associated with this, so they block off a room hotels, guys. So
the Red Roof Inn is nice enough to offer a skunk package.
Yeah.
For SkunkFest attendees only at $53.99 a night.
Oh, that's
It's a deal.
That is a deal.
Well, if we split it, that's a deal.
But we gotta stay in a hotel full of these skunks and skunk owners.
I mean, I'm looking at the photos right now. They're actually really, really cute. I wonder if they have like a pet policy for. They have to for that, yeah.
There's one other warning that I have to just bring to everyone's attention, and that's a male skunk warning.
Okay.
I had to
toxic male.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity skunks.
It is amazing. Here we go. This is a warning. Male skunks not neutered. Male skunks that are not neutered can go into a trance and kill another skunk, especially a female skunk. They can and will chew the female beyond recognition.
Oh, shit!
The male skunk does not know what it's doing, and I cannot explain how or why this happens, but many times the female dies.
Are you on Reddit? Where the hell are you?
Thank you, Deborah Cipriani.
What?
Head of the SkunkFest. Anyway.
Okay, Deborah.
Don't bring your non-neutered male.
Holy crap.
It goes in a trance.
I wonder.
Wanders around.
And then
kills females.
Yeah.
So it's serial killing skunk festival?
That was lesson learned year 1, you guys. We're in year 18 now. Quit being fucking amateurs.
That's why you sign a waiver, man.
That's really fucked up.
So, that Deborah woman, so she is the owner of Skunk Haven, which is a domestic skunk rescue and education organization in North Ridgeville. So,
she knows what she's talking about.
This is the perfect town to have it, because she's in there, and she seems to be like the expert. And then she says that they get over 1,000 visitors to the event throughout the day, including people from all over the country.
Wow.
1,000 people.
It's disappointing, because I was going to bring 4 non-neutered male skunks. That would have been a nightmare.
I don't want to come to your fucking skunk fight club, okay?
They all go into trance at the same time.
Okay. So she said that she became fascinated with skunks when she was a kid, and she heard a noise outside of a tent, and she met a family of skunks at a picnic table. It sounds like they're all eating, the way she says it. Yeah. She said none of them sprayed her, and she doesn't know why, so then she became intrigued on how to rescue them, which I think is really cute. So it started in 2001 as a picnic with only 20 friends. So, like most of the
That's what I thought.
So you were
exactly
thinking year 1. Okay, yeah.
Year 1.
But now, like, they talk about things like basic skunk care, skunk first aid, which, like, I talked to, like, when I got Ducky, I was like, I need to learn dog first aid, like, what to do if he chokes, or, like, so they really, really care about these animals that kind of have, like, a notorious bad reputation for... You know what? I don't think the reputation is warranted. Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. You seem not convinced. You're
not convinced.
You guys are team
I'm
fuck
gonna have to
skunk.
go. I'm gonna have to go because
You got 3 unneutered skunks in your car.
Let's just say if I see a skunk walking down the street, I'm skeptical of his motives. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, he is coming at you with a knife.
I need to get to know him. Is he in a trance? Is he not in a trance? You know, where are we at with this relationship?
Yeah. And what date did you say it was again?
September 7th this year.
September 7th, okay. In North Ridge?
North Ridge, Ohio, just south of Cleveland.
South of Cleveland. All right. So we've covered a couple of Ohio ones.
Yeah.
Twin Skunk Fest.
I know. Did you want to talk about?
It was right near Twinsburg.
Which you went to.
Which I went to. So.
Okay, so let's do like a little wrap up and talk about how we talked about Twins Fest on the last podcast. Tell me you went.
So I took my twin boys. It was good. It was really fun.
Did you register?
We did not register.
You just showed up?
We just showed up. I did dress them in the same t-shirt because I kind of felt like, having not been before, probably everyone's dressed alike.
Did they fight you on that?
A little bit. They're pretty independent, but I had 2 T-shirts that fit them that were exactly the same. So
I just picture you like dressing them, like
Yeah,
in
I'm
a
like,
fight,
put these
struggling.
on.
Do it.
we struggled a
Tie
little
your
bit to
bow
find
tie
it.
for you.
But it turned out that a lot of the twins do dress up, and that was kind of the cool part of it. They all, in the theme, they have a different theme each year. So
It was
this
holidays, right?
Home for the holidays. I think it was supposed to mean like it was Christmas oriented because there were a lot of Christmas trees and things, but people were dressed as all different holidays. There were Easter bunnies and there were, Santa Clauses and there was everything. So it was kind of cool in that way. It was a mixture of all
Did that
different
scare your
holidays.
boys? Like, where the fuck are we?
We talked about being creepy and all that,
Yeah.
and I didn't. Twins in general being creepy, but it was not. It was cool. It was really fun and welcoming event. And
did you talk to other parents about like what it's like to have a twin? Or
I tried to get the boys to be engaging because it seems like a lot of it was twins interacting with other twins. And they're 13, and there were not a lot of kids their age. I'll say that. There were little kids, and there were more adults. And so but they were all taking pictures with each other, and that was kind of the whole thing. Is let's all get these groups of twins together. A lot of identical. I mean, I don't know how many, but a lot of the identical twins were dressed exactly the same. So it was really cool, and for them to know that they were. They're not alone in being, identical twins. There were over 2,300 sets of twins
oh my goodness.
that were registered. So
Is that like 5,000?
it was.
So I
yeah.
was trying to do math real quick in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. Carry the 5.
It's like 10,000 twins.
Oh my god, that's like 1 million twins. Shit.
So I recommend it. It's cool.
Did they
I
make
think
any friends, like Facebook friends, or keep in touch with anybody? Like, did they play the volleyball, or
They would have loved to play the volleyball tournament, but you had to register and be a part of that the whole weekend. So I think what we would take away is that we would register next time and kind of be there for the whole weekend and kind of participate in that stuff more.
Did you see the court?
Yeah,
Were they
I saw the
were they
court.
regal?
The Kings had these crowns and big
beards, big
beards.
like what's that band?
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top.
beards.
They look
Yeah.
like
They
ZZ
look like
Top.
twins
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're already there.
So the court was cool. It was cool seeing. We saw quadruplets, 4 girls all, and they were the 4 of July.
Oh my god!
so-
Yeah, I think I put that
Yeah.
picture on the website.
Yeah, so
or
that was-
Instagram. Sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool event.
Recommend it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Was there good food?
It was like carnival food, like state fair.
Shit,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
The best
The
food.
fried stuff. And
Just say yes. Was
Yeah.
it good food? Yes.
I bet
Or funnel
SkunkFest
cake.
has good food.
Oh,
Like, why
I bet
wouldn't
it has
they?
amazing food.
They're like, we got trash
I'm
animals.
serious.
Let's get some trash in our
Yeah.
bodies. Yeah.
I wonder if they eat
I wonder if
skunk.
they smoke or grill some weird stuff.
Well, I mean, you had a roadkill cook-off
Yeah,
yeah.
episode.
and there could be some crossover there if you.
I
don't know
really
if
feel like
skunk's good eating.
they just need to go next door. We're just one state away. I wonder if it's one of those 17 states you can have a pet. Okay. Do we miss anything?
We have them as pets. West Virginia eats them.
How dare you?
Do you guys have-
that's where the festival is.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, so probably late fall, we're going to be starting our radio show, John and Joe radio show, and it's going to be a lot of just, what do you think? Just a lot of BS?
General bullshit.
General
That is
bullshit.
the topic.
That's
It's
our-
going to be a lot of fun, kind of on Ridge Radio.
Some
once we
topical news stuff, maybe bring in some guests, talk about,
Yeah.
we can just
It'll
talk
be a
forever.
lot of fun segments, throughout the show, and a couple hours a week. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so that'll be on Ridge Radio. You guys are going to come out in the fall, so we'll make sure to announce that when you guys come out with it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks for
great.
being here. This was fun.
I'm living my best life.
And here is your wrap-up. SkunkFest 2019 is happening September 7th. That's a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The public is welcome to the 18th annual festival. It'll be held at South Central Park, which is in North Ridge, Ohio. And there's a flyer here at skunkhaven.net. You can find all the information to register skunk, to register as a vendor, and find out all the information about how to get there, hotel reservations, some rules, what the activities are going to be, and an adorable photo of a skunk with a crown on. As usual, if you have a festival idea, please send it to festlifepodcast@gmail.com. And special thanks to Phil at Mi Compadre, who does the editing for our show. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next week.